So, everybody, I'm sort of conscious where people are with businesses. Excuse me, with businesses with general online marketing. So, what I need to do at the minute, sorry, just bear with me. What I need to do is find out sort of the lie of the land. Is that okay? Okay. So, can you put your hands up if you're advertising on Facebook at the minute? One, two, just two. Okay, guess where we're going? All right, we're going to start from scratch. All right, it's not a presentation, it's a practical. It's a little lesson. Okay, who's on Facebook? Come on, you know you're on it. All right, you just don't like to admit it. All right, so Facebook. This is one of the biggest advances in advertising ever. Okay, ever. It is so highly targeted, it will make your eyes water. Okay? All right. Guys, see at the back, I can hear you an awful lot. All right? So can you either shush or move out? Is that okay? All right. All right. So, with Facebook, Facebook will allow you to obviously communicate, show nice, fancy cat videos, but it'll also allow you to sort of advertise your products, advertise your wares. And that's very important. Very important as a business owner. Now, Paul showed you his system, his franchise system earlier. All right, which is a wonderful system. But with online marketing, Facebook doesn't really like it. Facebook doesn't like us advertising, make money online products on Facebook. Has anybody ever tried to do that? The ones that are advertising. Vicky, have you? How are you getting on?
I've been okay.
Good. Do you find that you have to sort of jump through a few hoops, or you have to be a little bit creative?
Careful about how it works.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Same with you, Harry. How do you use Facebook a lot?
Not the main one we use. Did get shut down a few times.
Yeah.
You've got to be careful.
Yeah. Perfect. Absolutely. I'm not saying perfect because you've been shut down, but anybody who's using Facebook, yeah, with yeah. Are you abusing? Oh, hello, mate. How are you doing? Okay. Cool. Hey, it's no worries. No worries. Okay. But with Facebook and internet marketing related products, okay, you've got to be so careful, all right? Because they will come along and give you a slap across the head if you try to advertise. Now, 95% of this room, all right, doesn't advertise on Facebook. That's probably because I sort of know the level where you're at. You're maybe not doing too much online at the minute. But when you do things online, Facebook will be your best friend, okay? Because you can advertise to a huge amount of people, and I'll show you in a second, for $5 per day. Not £5, but $5, which is even cheaper than £5. Yeah, it's not much, I know. And the euro, what's that all about? We'll not even go there. All right. I used to go from Northern Ireland down to Dublin just for like a nice weekend. And now it's more expensive doing it that way. So I just stay in Northern Ireland. Okay, so why have I put a bridge too far? Now this is just something for you to think about, okay? Something for you to think about a second. But when you do advertise on Facebook, I want you to think like this. Okay, you have a Facebook ad. All right, let's put FB ad. And that ad is maybe going to maybe one of your products that you have inside Paul's franchise system. Okay, so let's call that. I've heard there's a fabulous Instagram course in Paul's site. All right. Made by some guy who's currently speaking to you now. All right. So it's Insta Tsunami. Okay. Now, when you're on Facebook, you can create. It didn't take long, did it? It didn't take long.
I would say that's much worse.
Jesus. I'll put the sound on. What one is that? I'm sick. What's he like? Anyway, what was I saying? That sort of threw. No, anyway, right. Okay. So you go from Facebook to Uncle Albert from Only Fools and Horses. Okay. So you go from Facebook, and most people, what they'll do is they'll direct link straight to this page. So they'll go from Facebook and they'll advertise that page. That is a bad thing to do, boys and girls. Okay? Because Facebook has got that many terms and conditions, yeah, that you have to jump through hoops. So what we do, this bridge, this is what we call a bridge page. We put something in the middle, yeah, to counteract that. So instead of going straight to this product, we go to this little page here that we make. And anybody can make that. Anybody can make that using a few systems that I'm going to share with you. You can make it using lead pages. You can use it using Russell Brunson's platform. You remember Paul talked about Russell earlier? ClickFunnels. You can use it Unbounce. Now, guys, I would jot these down because, and there's loads more. They're just a few. But those are tools that allow you, with no experience whatsoever, to create really good looking pages. Okay? So what you do is you get somebody from Facebook, they come to this really good looking this page that isn't sort of as raw as this product here. Then you get somebody from that page over to your product. Does that make sense? And then the Facebook algorithm, the little robot, okay, because most of Facebook is all automated. You haven't got boys and girls sat in an office somewhere in Menlo Park, okay, checking everything. So what happens is, instead of going straight from there to there, you go there. Facebook's only interested in the next click. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I'm conscious of the fact that very few of you are advertising at the minute. But just when you do advertise, when you do get into the mentality of, holy crap, Facebook is really good to make money. All right. Bear this in mind. Yeah. Bear that in mind. So I'll show you how to make money on Facebook. Excuse me a second. Do you want to hear what Uncle Albert has to say? Oh, during the war. All right, sounds off. All right. So, how to advertise on Facebook? Where you've got to go first, all right, you've got to go to facebook.com/ads, ADS. So if you jot that down for me, all right, because it's useful. Even if you don't, look, guys, even if you don't partner with any of us during this week, all right, the stuff that I'm teaching you here, for the future, you can get started, okay? Never think that you can't do anything, okay? Because Facebook is a fabulous way and a fabulous medium to actually reach people, okay? So you go to facebook.com/ads. I'm that sad that good stuff. I'm not sad that I'll tell you that defaults to facebook.com/business, advertising them business. Okay? Okay, now, here, this is where you've got to pay particular attention to if you're ever considering using Facebook as an advertising platform. Okay? Facebook God love them, are quite shady when it comes to telling you what you can and can't do. All right? Because what they do with their terms and conditions about advertising on Facebook, they stick them as small as they possibly can in the footer of this flipping page. Okay, so let's go right down. Go, go, go. Advertising tips. Yeah? Adverts guide. Yeah? They'll put it as small as humanly possible in this footer, but they'll come along and ban your ad account if you do anything wrong. All right? Where's the justice in that? So I've had my account banned multiple times, and so's Harry, as you've heard. When you're advertising a lot on Facebook, I call this the central fail point. There comes a point where you'll probably get your ad account shut down, but it's okay. You don't need to panic. Years ago, we panicked because there wasn't alternatives. Your Facebook ad account, everybody, has to be tied to your personal profile. Does everybody know what a personal profile is? Nobody? Does anybody not know what a personal profile is? Brilliant. Okay. So your personal profile is obviously you. Now, to advertise, Facebook has to link this ad account to somewhere. So they link it to your personal profile. Okay. Even as close as last year, what would happen if your ad account was shut down? That's it. You couldn't use your personal profile to advertise on Facebook. Okay. You would have to do something like this, like create another profile using another IP, okay, using another credit card. You'd almost have to sort of completely start from scratch. And it was a real pain in the neck. All right. Now, what they do is they allow you to have multiple ad accounts under the same profile. Does that make sense? Yeah. Am I losing anybody? Okay. If I am, please say it, because honestly, I'll go over it again. But to advertise, first, you've got to go down here. You've got to read that. Adverts guide, getting started with ads. Those two there. All right, essential. You have to read those. They're useful as well. They tell you what you can get away with, what you can't get away with, the different ad sizes, the image sizes that you need to use, all sorts of things, okay? Now, this is the sort of handy bit. Facebook now has given you what they call a business manager. Has anybody heard of that? Business manager account. Okay. All right. So, once you've got your personal profile open, okay, this one here, there's good old Phil there. All right. So once you've got that open, then where you go is business.facebook.com. So business.facebook.com. So we'll just do that now. And as you can see, good old Phil Carrick hasn't got too many active accounts at the minute. Why? Because the buggers banned me. Okay? However, probably a couple of weeks ago, they then started to reinstate me. All right? And this is after 3 years, guys. So what I have now is I have an alias. I have another account called Paul Brennan. All right? And Paul Brennan now has an ads account, and I do all my ads from Paul Brennan's account. All right? But it's a pain in the neck. So this is what you do. This is what you can do inside of the business manager. All right? You just go up the top here and go to all tools. All right? Can you see this? Can everybody see that? All right. And let me see. Sorry guys, I just need to zoom out a wee bit. Can you still see these ones in particular? Okay, great. All right. So what you then do is you go to business settings. Business settings. So jot this down. You go to business.facebook.com and then you go to business settings. This is what you have to do. Everybody has to do this. and do it sooner rather than later. Even, if you think about selling anything online, if you think about joining us, do this sooner rather than later. And then you hover over the left-hand side. Now, please don't let this scare you, because 90% of the stuff inside here you don't use, all right? But then you go over to Add Accounts. So click on Add Accounts. And see up here. See, add new ad account. You do that. Every single one of you in here has to do this. Everyone, please. Because I'm speaking from experience here. If you get your ad account banned and you haven't done this, that's the end of it. You have to become Paul Brennan. Okay? All right? And it's not fun. So in order for not to become Paul Brennan, you can actually do this. You can add new ad accounts, all within the same profile, your same profile, yeah? So you click on add new ad account. Add new ad account, yeah. Go down to the bottom, create new ad account. All right, create new ad account. And this is what you do, guys and girls. You just call it your name 2, for example. Your name 2. Don't worry about anything else apart from this. Your name 2, and you better make sure that you select US dollars. Okay? Otherwise, you're just going to pay more money than necessary. Because if you think, well, I'm in the UK, I'll just go with pounds. You don't get a chance to change that once it's set. All right? So select US dollars, and then you can advertise for $5 US, that's the minimum, or £5. You'd much prefer to advertise for $5, yeah? I know there's not much of a difference at the minute, but, that'll change. That'll change once we get rid of Trump. Okay, so anyway, and then all you do is create ad account. Watch what happens, though, when I press create ad account. You do this as many times as Facebook will allow you. They'll probably allow you anything between 3 to 7. So do it multiple times. Yeah, create a Joe Blogs 1, Jane Blogs 2, whatever. Okay, create ad account. Watch what happens now. So you get that message. You've reached your maximum number of ad accounts. Don't be worried about that. Okay, Facebook haven't given you a slap, anything like that. They've just said, right, enough's enough. You've got enough. You've got enough. Okay, and then you just click cancel. So you've got all these ad accounts now. So fill new. All right, because that was only reinstated a couple of weeks ago. So if I start to do things and I come very close to the sort of Facebook borderline of approval and disapproval, or should I do that and shouldn't I? Because I like to sort of sometimes tweak the nose of Facebook, all right, and say, come on, let's see what you're really up to, Facebook. And sometimes they'll shut down my ad accounts. They'll say, look, we're bigger than you. Stop messing us about. And that's okay, because if they shut me down here, I just go to a new one. I just go to Fill 3 and start advertising again. Does that make sense? Yeah? But, and here's a massive thing, put in big bold or asterisks next to it, please. With these ad accounts, do not put in a payment method apart from the one that you're using. All these ones leave blank, yeah? Because if this ad account has got your main credit card in and it gets shut down, Facebook is very clever. They will figure that credit card out. If you've already got it in any of these, they'll also shut down the other one as well with that credit card in. Does that make sense? So only ever have a credit card in your active ad account. All right, guys? Okay, now we're going to get into some fun stuff. That's the crap. That's the admin. But that admin is necessary. Now, do you want me to show you how you can really target people and use Facebook like a friggin' marketing monster? Okay. Okay. Are you recording this? Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah. I was just thinking it'd be useful. Yeah, it'd be useful for him to say. Okay. What you do, inside business settings, you just hover over, actually you don't, you click on it. Okay, you click on business settings. Now, because you're fairly new in here, you probably won't have these frequently used. Yeah, don't worry about that if you don't see those. You go to all tools. Yeah, all tools. And can you see under the column plan where it says audience insights? Can everybody see that? Audience insights is your best friend. You click on audience insights, okay? So say you've got a product, okay? Say you've got a, what should we do? Goalkeeping gloves. Yeah, absolutely. So goalkeeping gloves. So you click, what you're going to do is you're going to use audience insights to actually ask Facebook's database for information about goalkeeping gloves, your ideal demographic, who is the best person to target, where they live, the age ranges, whether or not they're men and women. I sort of got a good idea about that. But, you know, and a lot more. Even their income levels. Yeah? Is that useful to a marketer? Oh, my word. This is a dream, honestly. Very few people use this. Very few people know it exists because Facebook does a very poor job of letting people know. All right, us marketers know, and that's about it. So basically, choose an audience to start. Everybody on Facebook. Let's go to the UK. Up here, because we're looking at goalkeeping gloves for the UK. United Kingdom. Okay. Just bear with me a second. Need you in here, mate. I'm showing you things about goalkeeping gloves. Okay. Basically, what I'm doing. I know your wife's recording this, but this is a thing that's called audience insights. Have you seen this? Okay, this is inside Facebook Business Manager. I've sort of gone through it all. Okay, but what we're doing, we're researching your ideal demographic, goalkeeping gloves in the UK. Now, this audience insights is Facebook's database of everything they hold. Well, near enough, you know, with the exception of email addresses. So in here, what we've done is we've put in the United Kingdom. We're going to ask Facebook for the ideal, your ideal buyer for goalkeeping gloves. All right. So we'll leave it 18 to any, the age range. And at the minute, we'll leave the gender as all. Now, in the interests, guys and girls, you know, there's different categories you can use, but we'll just go top level at the minute. So we'll maybe type in goalkeeper. Well, give me a few ideas on who your ideal demographic is. I mean, what are their interests? What are they like?
For the goalkeeper, when I've done the Facebook ads, I've been quite crazy. I've just put like, just goalkeeper.
Perfect. Okay, we'll use that as a start. Okay, I'll show you how to really dive into this, guys. Please watch this, okay? Because this is so important. So we'll type in here goalkeeper. Goalkeeper association, sports. Okay, so let's try this sport. Okay, so there you go. It sort of tells me what I thought anyway, that it's mainly a male-dominated niche, yeah? So it's saying, out of Facebook, 94% are men, 6% are women. It's telling you the age ranges. The biggest age range are 25 to 34-year-olds, 38%. But I always look at roughly about 80%. So I say, okay, well, it's good for 18 to 24 to 44. So what's that, 30, 60, 68? Yeah, that'll do. So I would say the ideal demographic for goalkeeping gloves is men aged 18 to 44. Does that make sense, guys? Everybody okay with this? Yeah? So I would delve even more. Okay, I would say, right, Facebook, you've already told me it's men. Okay, see me hovering there? So we select men, and the women above will grey out. Watch what happens. Okay, so it's greyed out. So they've already told us it's 18 to 44. So let's put in 18 to 44. Let's get some really good data on these guys. Okay, 18 to 44. Okay, so it's now saying, right, okay, Phil, you've picked 100% men because we're delivering 18 to 44 and it's men. Okay, so that's why it's showing you that. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, great. I mean, we know the age ranges, but this is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets really interesting. All right, go along the page likes and click. This is everything that demographic likes on Facebook. Okay? Goalkeeping online, Adidas. Football chairman app. All right? Football chairman app. Sports venues, communities, football centre, free football tipster, Betfair, Paddy Power. They like BT Sport. They like the sole supplier. Okay? Where do most of them live? Location. Let's look for the, okay, Manchester. You've got most of them in Manchester, 2%. All right, you might think, well, it's only 1, 2, whatever percent. But Facebook's telling you the majority will come from Manchester. Maybe, you know, for Man U or Man City, but most will come from Manchester. So do you think it would be useful on your ads, your targeting ads to target 18 to 44-year-olds, men, yeah, Manchester? Yeah, you're really drilling down here. You're telling Facebook, don't waste my money. Don't just use goalkeepers and throw my money away. Yeah, because you know, anybody can like goalkeepers. So what is that? Me or who's that? That sounds like me actually. That's my alarm. So do you see where we're going here? So we're starting to build a profile of our ideal demographic. Yeah, their activity. What do they do? What exactly do these people do? Do they like on posts? Do they click on ads? Look at that. That's quite useful if you're advertising. Yeah. Their household incomes based on, do you remember me telling you about this little Facebook pixel code? Remember me saying that? Whenever people put this little pixel code, the tracking code, on other external websites, Facebook's just gathering data. They're saying, thanks very much. We're just gathering data. We now know their spending habits and their incomes and things like that. Sorry. No. Okay, it didn't want to work. All right. So that is really Facebook Insights. So what you can do is, see goalkeeping online. I mean, let's just click on that, for example. It'll go to the page. Not much. Okay. That's all right. What you then do is you have a look at other things. Football chairman app. Okay, can you see the amount of people who have liked this page? 251,000. Yeah, so what you can do is you can actually build an advert to target all these types of people. I'm going to show you how to do that. I've sort of like got 15 minutes. Would you like to see how I create an ad? Yeah, and how I really think about the demographics. First, I go into audience insights. Okay, I sort of build up a profile of my ideal community. Okay, so just log this, would you, if you don't mind? Football chairman app. Okay. Is anything that resonates from a goalkeeping point of view that you immediately go, soccer AM, goalkeeping online. Okay, we can try that anyway. So goalkeeping online, football chairman app, and maybe, yeah, Adidas, but loads of people like Adidas. Not just goalkeepers though, Paul. But the way I'm going to show you though, there's going to have to be several sort of several hoops that they have to jump through. Okay, and I
Phil, would you actually search for a goalkeeper on?
Yeah, 100%, Tony, 100%. Who's a real famous goalkeeper?
Buffon.
There you go.
Buffon.
Who? I never heard of him. Sorry, I'm only joking. No, I'm only joking. Yeah, of course you would. Absolutely, Tony, 100%. So, but I'll be able to show you more in the creation of the ad for things like that, okay? So you can do all that inside Audience Insights. And when you're ready to create an ad, all you do is literally just click on that, use the ad create tool. You can do it that way, or the way I like to do it, I just go here and go into what's called the ads manager. But you mightn't see that. So you go to all tools and see that there, ads manager. Just click on ads manager. Okay, I'll just load up a few things. The most important, now again, don't let this scare you, because there's very few things we actually use. All right, we would only ever use, or this is what I teach, we would only ever use traffic, engagement, conversions. Traffic can take people off of Facebook more in an engaging role. Engagement generally keeps them on Facebook if you want to promote a page. You know, if you've got your own business page, if you want to promote that, get likes as we call it, you'd use an engagement ad. This is the most important, boy, conversions. Because what Facebook does is they know the type of people who are likely to buy stuff. So if you create what's called a conversion ad, they will put your ad in front of likely buyers. Does that make sense? Yeah? So you just click conversions and you call this, let's call it goalkeeping gloves. Okay? Oh, set up ad account. Right, here's another thing, guys. See, when you're doing this and you've got multiple ad accounts, always check that you're using the right one. Yeah? Which I'm not. So let's change one that's got a payment associated with it, okay? So we'll just use that. Sorry about that. So just back to conversions. I'll just call it whatever. Okay, so don't worry about other things that are going on. I'm not going to talk about pixels, okay, or conversion events. Okay, but let's just select add to cart just for the hell of it. We're asking Facebook to collect data for people who put your goalkeeping gloves into their cart, yeah? Now, this is where it gets good. See, the United Kingdom, we want to advertise in the UK. If you wanted to advertise in the US, you simply just click the X there. And just put your country in there, United States. I know you don't really see it, but there you go, United States. And have a look at the size of the audience. Yeah, 218 million. It's all right, isn't it? Now, that's just the US. That's US as a whole. Okay? You haven't told Facebook about the targeting. Okay? You haven't told Facebook about the targeting. So, let's come out of there and type in UK again. Okay? And we already know that it's 18 to 44-year-olds, don't we? Because we've been on the Audience Insights. So change that. Don't waste money putting it to people who don't necessarily sort of fit into your criteria. We know that it's men. 94% were men. So click on men. Don't leave it at all. There's no point. You're then putting your ad in front of people who have got no interest in goalkeeping gloves. Make sense? Okay? Now, detailed targeting. This is where it gets interesting. Now, if you put in here, goalkeeping. Okay, so give it a wee bit. Goalkeeping Association, Julius Caesar. There we are. There's a fairly famous goalkeeper. So, what you always want to go for, if at all possible, are interests. People who's got an interest in that, okay? So what I always do, first and foremost, I just pick anyone. Doesn't matter, just pick anyone. And watch what happens. For a start, the audience size will change. 13 million, which is ridiculous because, you know, that's like a third of the population or whatever. Okay, so that's not right. You know Facebook's spinning your lie. All right, but watch what happens when you click out of that. See that expand interest? Always make sure there is no tick in there. Always. Watch what happens to that audience. Where's it gone? 200,000. Bit of a difference, isn't it? Bloody rascals. All right. So always, always, always make sure that's unchecked. So we're now targeting goalkeepers. Click on the suggestions here and watch Facebook work its magic. Okay, can you see all the different things that they're giving us? All the different interests loosely based on goalkeeper. So let's have a look. Unisport, okay. Keeper sport, Shopify. Oh no, those are my older searches anyway. So goalkeeper, association, football, soccer, business owner. All right, so goalkeeper. Let's have a look at that. Wow, it's now gone up to 1,500,000. So what I then do, okay, I then get that. I take it out. And watch what I do with this, guys. See the narrow audience? Have you ever used this? If you click on narrow audience and then just put in here goalkeeper, association football, that was the one that we took out, and put that in there. Okay, see that? It's now gone down to 110,000 from like 200,000 or whatever it was. What we're doing there, and this is very, very important in Facebook ads, we're telling Facebook to show my ad to everybody who likes goalkeeper, but they must also like this. They must also like that. Not this or that, because if you put a load of interests here, yeah, then what will happen is they'll say, okay, well, goalkeeper association or Julio Cesar or Peter Shilton, yeah, everything's or, but here it's and. So goalkeeper and goalkeeper this. So it really narrows down, and Facebook's going, blimey, I better do some work here, yeah, and that's how you get the very best ads. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because what I've just been doing is I've just been putting like goalkeeper and then naming all the goalkeepers.
Yeah,
That's why it's been very broad.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can do that as well, but do it this way. So in here, you can put in maybe Peter Shilton. Let's see. Okay, it's taking a wee bit of time, but. Okay, could be Julius Caesar, yeah. Okay, is it the last one? Oh yes, sorry, brilliant. Okay, so you can target Julio Cesar and also people who are part of the Goalkeeper Association. And now it's targeting 7,500 people. Mightn't seem a lot, but these people are highly targeted. Highly targeted. Just one thing, guys. This here, the 7,500, it's important. See when you're doing multiple sort of stacking. I call this interest stacking. All right? If you're doing multiple interest stacks, try and get that over 50,000. Yeah, otherwise it's gonna take a bit more than $5 a day. Does that make sense? Okay. Yes, Rod.
Can I just ask, when you go back into the original search,
The insights.
No. So when we just bring goalkeeper,
Oh yeah.
that term goalkeeper is actually quite, in its own range, is actually quite broad, because you could have
Yeah.
goalkeepers in hockey, or
Absolutely.
would you define that original search criteria even further than?
You absolutely would, because I don't know enough about goalkeeping. But if you did, then you would use your own knowledge to sort of to niche that down even further. Because yeah, you're absolutely right. I didn't even think of that, to be quite honest. But yes, you've got goalkeepers in a lot of sports. Yeah, yeah. You've got goalkeepers in Gaelic football, for example. Okay, so that's how you stack interests, and then from there, once you've got your interests, okay, this is what you've got to do, guys. Do you change this at all? See the placements? Do you touch that? Who said yes? Vicky, that's because you know. Shh. Do you change that at all? Okay, this is what you've got to do. Never, ever, ever, despite what Facebook are telling you, recommended, never leave it on that. Always go to edit placements. A placement is where Facebook places your ad in front of other people. So this is, see, in the main area of Facebook, this is called the news feed. This is your prime real estate, okay? That's where you want your ad, here. You don't want your ad in a piddly little place down here. Have you ever seen any ads on the right-hand side? That's the right column ad, yeah? They don't convert anywhere near as high as those ones. So why waste money putting them there? So you've got to put them here. So this is what this bit's all about, placements. All right? Don't worry, we're nearly done. So you just click on Edit Placements. This is what you do, everybody. You uncheck everything apart from the top one. Uncheck, uncheck, uncheck. And go to the top one, Facebook. And Facebook's very clever because, look, it looks as if you're not advertising because it's suddenly grayed out, isn't it? Yeah? But it's actually advertising on Facebook. So what you do is you just click on that little right-hand arrow, drop it down, and can you see where Facebook's putting your ad? They're putting it in the right-hand column. It's here. Instant articles, which you rarely see anyway. And then the feeds, which is the main bit. So we uncheck that and uncheck that. Watch what happens when I uncheck both of those. That's blue at the minute, but watch what happens. They're crafty. Facebook are crafty. I'm on a one-man crusade to sort of highlight what they're doing, okay? But watch. Uncheck. Watch the top one now. Uncheck. Oh, hang on. I was getting too excited. Sorry. Look what happens, the rascals. Okay. To you and me, at the minute, it looks as if, oh, crap, I've turned off everything. Doesn't it? But in actual fact, there's a tiny little tick that you might just see. So it's still advertising on the feed. So that's what you've got to do. You knock off everything and you leave the top one. Okay? It might look as if you're not advertising, but you absolutely are. Okay? All good? Yep. Nah. And then just go down. You put the budget at $5. Always start at $5. We don't need to go crazy. Okay? And then just go down, right down to the bottom, and click continue. And this is where you can start constructing your ad. And I'll not go into that because time's getting on. But if you want me to show you how to construct an ad, a little bit, maybe tomorrow morning, whatever, I can certainly do that. But it's really just a step-by-step what you do inside of this, in this page, okay? Don't worry, it looks complicated, but it's not. It really isn't. Was that okay? Does that sort of give you an insight into Facebook ads?
So can you set the timing of the
Yeah, when your ad goes out.
schedule?
Yeah, you absolutely can. You can do that under the schedule.
Yeah.
Okay.
So probably target the timing that people highest to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no point flashing up ads in Facebook at, 11 o'clock in the morning when nobody's around, everybody's at work or whatever. You know, I like to schedule ads from 7 p.m. onwards. Okay, and you can also set the days of the week, the hours of the week that the ad goes out, and also the expiry date. That's the word I was looking for. The expiry date of the ad. Yeah, so you can say, right, I just want this ad running from now until 3 days from now, so you don't forget to switch it off. Because if you forget to switch it off, it can still rack up $5 a day. Yeah, and the good thing with Facebook is that you can go out, you can advertise, and then sometimes, it really depends, but sometimes in a week's time, Facebook will say, okay, you now owe us $35 because you've advertised for a week. But in actual fact, what you can do is you can go out, you can get sales. If you've got a product that's selling, you can get sales and then pay back like retrospectively. You can say, okay, Facebook, there's the money. Does that make sense? Okay, any questions?
Is it true, Phil, you know, when you advertise, you can click an option that only advertise when the people have got Wi-Fi access? So
Yes, 100%. When that's on the previous screen, I didn't really want to go into that because there's a lot of different options, but you can target different mobile phones. Yeah, if you just want to advertise to iPhone users, hint hint, who spend a lot more than Android. Yeah, and they do. There's more Android users, but per user, iPhone users spend more. So you can target your ad just to go on mobile, which is about 50% of the Facebook audience. Yeah, you know what it's like. You're on a train station, you're at an airport, your phone's out, isn't it? Yeah, and you can also target people who are connected, but just using Wi-Fi access. Why is that? Because people like to switch the data off and on, don't they? They hate to waste stuff. Yeah, makes sense? All right. Well, thanks very much, guys and girls. We'll just go over, we're sort of going to just do a close now and go over certain things and make a few announcements for later on. All right. But was that okay?
Thanks, Phil.
Hey, thanks very much.